In the world of Mortal Kombat, few transformations are as tragic or as terrifying as the rise of the cybernetic ninjas. Forged by the secretive clan of assassins called the Lin Kuei, whose Grandmaster sought to control its members through machinery and strip them of their humanity. These cyborgs represent one of the franchise's most iconic evolutions. Among them, two stand above the rest. One became a symbol of redemption, while the other a warning of what happens when obedience devours identity. Their stories shaped the future of the Lin Kuei. Originally appearing in MK3, Cyrax, Sektor, along with Cyber Smoke, were palette swaps much like the MK ninjas before them. A clever workaround for the hardware constraints of the early to mid-90s. But as the series grew, so did they, along with their personalities, movesets, and even their philosophies. Their visual design shows inspiration in part from the Predator, the iconic alien hunter from the film series. Elements of the armor, the masks, the tech plating, even the dreadlock-like wiring echoes that influence. Sektor and Cyrax, interestingly enough, began under much less intimidating names. During the early development of MK3, the pair were given the codenames Ketchup and Mustard, referencing the red and yellow color palettes. This joke name stuck around long enough to become part of franchise history. Sektor even has a move literally titled Ketchup's Revenge in Armageddon. A small detail, but one that shows how playful and strange the MK development process could be. From humble palette swaps to icons of the franchise, their transformation mirrors the series' transformation itself. Everything begins with the Lin Kuei's decision to automate its warriors. A choice that would define Cyrax and Sektor forever. Sektor, the loyalist, was the first to volunteer, embracing the automation process willingly, and believing absolute obedience to the clan was worth the sacrifice. His new designation became LK-99. Cyrax, designated LK-4D4, followed, but unlike Sektor, Cyrax was not driven by fanatic loyalty. He was simply another elite warrior, subjected to the Grandmaster's will, and in time, that would make all the difference. Both were ordered to hunt down Kuai Liang, the younger Sub-Zero, who had rejected the Cyber Initiative and fled the clan. During Shao Kahn's invasion of Earthrealm, Cyrax and Sektor entered the fight as perfected weapons, but Cyrax's path immediately diverged when Sub-Zero defeated and reprogrammed him, commanding him to destroy Shao Kahn. Kahn fell before Cyrax even had the chance to fight him, and with no new orders, Cyrax malfunctioned, wandering aimlessly until he collapsed in a desert, buried and forgotten. Sektor, meanwhile, continued the mission with cold precision. No remorse, no hesitation, no humanity. In his non-canon ending, Sektor is successful in his mission to terminate Sub-Zero. He is then attacked by Shao Kahn's forces, but overpowers them, entering the Emperor's fortress and self-destructing, closing the portal between Earth and Outworld and saving Earthrealm. The Lin Kuei eventually recovered Cyrax's body and repaired him, but something was different. Had the automation begun to fail? And were memories of his human life resurfacing? Concerned, the clan sent Sektor to monitor him, but this would be the last time Sektor served the Lin Kuei faithfully. And after Shinnok's defeat, Cyrax would be taken in by Sonya Blade and Jax of the Special Forces. Using their technology, they restored his humanity, body and soul. Cyrax remembered who he was, what he'd lost, and what the clan had taken from him. From that moment on, he chose a new path. not as an assassin, but as an agent of Earthrealm. Sektor, however, formed a new objective. He assassinated the Lin Kuei Grand Master and attempted to seize the Dragon Medallion, but Sub-Zero defeated him and claimed leadership of the clan. Humiliated, Sektor fled to Japan and created the Tekunin, his own cybernetic faction, the machine equivalent of a cult built in his image. Now a member of the Special Forces, Cyrax would serve as a scout in Outworld, a difficult assignment that ended disastrously when he was ambushed. His portal tech was destroyed, leaving him stranded. This is where Cyrax's story intersects with Nitara. She offered him a deal, retrieving a mysterious orb buried deep in a lava-filled cavern, and she would return him to Earthrealm in exchange. Protected only briefly by his cybernetic armor, Cyrax risked complete destruction as he braved the molten depths of Outworld. He recovered the orb, and Nitara honored her promise, sending him home with a gesture of genuine respect. In the final war of the original timeline, Cyrax sided with the forces of light, fighting to preserve realms he once sought to infiltrate. He attempted to stop Shiva from ascending the Pyramid of Argus, and fell in battle, his body left broken on the steps. Sektor's ambitions escalated as the Tekunin expanded their influence. When Taven arrived at his father's temple in search of the weapon left for him, Sektor springs an ambush, seeing the demigod as both a threat and a potential source of information. Taven is taken aboard the Tekunin warship, where Sektor interrogates him about the cryptic message he received from Argus. Taven warns him that meddling in a god's designs will bring consequences, and in response, Sektor sadistically amplifies the machine's pain output, determined to break him. But before he can extract anything, the warship comes under assault by Sonya Blade and the Special Forces. Chaos erupts, Taven breaks free in the confusion, and Sektor confronts him directly, only to be defeated. Still, Sektor manages to escape before the Tekunin vessel self-destructs, surviving yet another catastrophe of his own making. Sektor then joined the forces of darkness, and he too died on the steps of the pyramid, another casualty of a war he had hoped to control. Cyrax's non-canon ending speaks of restored humanity and reconciliation with Sub-Zero, whereas Sektor's speaks of becoming a godlike fusion of all cyber ninjas, the ultimate nightmare of the Lin Kuei's automation era. One found his soul, the other erased it. Cyrax and Sektor. One a tragic figure that found redemption. A man forced into machinery who fought his way back to humanity. His story inspired later MK narratives of reclaiming identity, resisting control, and overcoming programming, both literal and metaphorical. Sektor, on the other hand, embodies the horror of losing one's identity to ideology. He didn't just accept automation, but embraced it, expanded upon it, and weaponized it, continuing the legacy of the old Lin Kuei through the Tekunin. Together they shaped the mythos of the Lin Kuei, and left a permanent mark on the Mortal Kombat universe. If you enjoyed this dive into the stories of condiments in the original timeline of Mortal Kombat, consider supporting the channel by liking, subscribing, and sharing your favorite moment from either Cyrax or Sektor in the comments below. And if you'd like to help the channel grow even further, you can support my work over on my Patreon. Thanks for watching, and as always, be excellent to yourselves and one another. I'll see you soon.